Fire-making. Long before matches or lighters existed, ancient humans had already mastered the ability to create fire from scratch. Using techniques like friction-based methods, where a wooden stick was rapidly spun against a dry wooden board, early humans could reliably produce flames even in difficult conditions. Fire changed everything. It provided warmth, kept predators away, allowed food to be cooked, and extended the hours of activity beyond sunset. The control of fire was not a lucky accident. It was a learned skill passed down through generations, and evidence suggests humans were using it intentionally as far back as 1 million years ago. Stone tool crafting. The ability to shape raw stone into precise, functional tools required far more skill than it might appear. Ancient humans learned to identify the right types of rock, such as flint or obsidian, and strike them at specific angles to produce sharp edges. This process, known as knapping, demanded patience, an understanding of how different stones behave under pressure, and a steady hand. The tools produced were used for cutting meat, scraping hides, carving wood, and even performing what appear to be early surgical procedures. Some of the oldest known stone tools date back over 3 million years, predating our own species entirely. Tracking and hunting. Ancient humans were remarkably skilled at reading the natural world around them. They could identify animal tracks, interpret broken branches, notice subtle disturbances in grass or soil, and predict where prey would move next. This level of environmental awareness took years to develop and was essential for survival. Beyond tracking, the actual hunt required coordination, patience, and often strategy. Groups worked together to herd animals toward natural traps, chase them to exhaustion, or approach them silently from downwind. This was not instinct. It was a sophisticated skill set refined over countless generations. Plant knowledge. Before agriculture existed, ancient humans fed themselves almost entirely through gathering. This required an extensive and detailed knowledge of the natural environment. They knew which plants were safe to eat, which were poisonous, which had medicinal properties, and what time of year each could be found. This was effectively a living library of botanical knowledge carried entirely within memory and passed down through teaching. Some researchers estimate that hunter-gatherer communities regularly used hundreds of different plant species, each with specific uses and preparation methods. Hide preparation. Clothing and shelter both depended on the ability to process animal hides into usable material. After an animal was killed, the skin had to be carefully removed, cleaned of fat and tissue, and then treated to prevent it from hardening or rotting. Ancient humans used tools, animal brains, urine, and smoke to soften and preserve hides through a process similar to modern tanning. The resulting material could be shaped into clothing, blankets, bags, or coverings for shelters. In cold climates especially, this skill was directly tied to survival through winter. Navigation. Ancient humans traveled vast distances across unfamiliar landscapes long before maps or compasses existed. They navigated using the position of the sun, the stars, wind patterns, landmarks, and their own accumulated memory of terrain. This spatial awareness was detailed enough to allow groups to relocate seasonal camps, find water sources across long distances, and return to specific locations year after year. The fact that early humans crossed open ocean to reach islands like Australia at least 65,000 years ago suggests their navigational ability was genuinely advanced, not simply accidental. Rope and fiber making. Twisting plant fibers, animal sinew, or strips of hide into rope and cordage was a skill with widespread practical applications. Rope could be used to bind tools to handles, construct traps, carry loads, build shelters, and create nets for fishing. Evidence of twisted fibers has been found in prehistoric sites dating back tens of thousands of years. The process required understanding which materials held tension well, how to prepare and dry them, and how to twist them consistently enough to produce something strong and durable. It sounds simple, but producing reliable cordage by hand takes real practice. Medicinal knowledge. Ancient humans observed the effects of plants, minerals, and other natural substances on the body over long periods of time. They identified materials that reduced pain, cleaned wounds, treated infections, and addressed common illnesses. Archaeological evidence has uncovered traces of medicinal plants in prehistoric burial sites, and studies of Neanderthal dental remains have found residues of pain-relieving plants. Caring for the sick and injured within a group required not only knowledge of remedies, but also a level of dedicated attention that speaks to both medical understanding and social care. Swimming and watercraft. The ability to cross bodies of water was critical for the expansion of ancient humans across the planet. Some crossings, such as the journey to Australia, required traveling across open sea which means some form of watercraft almost certainly existed long before the earliest physical evidence survives. Rafts or simple boats made from wood, reeds, or tied logs would have been constructed using the same binding and tool skills ancient humans already possessed. The willingness and ability to cross unknown water represents both physical skill and a remarkable degree of courage and planning. Artistic expression. The creation of art is one of the most striking skills ancient humans demonstrated. Cave paintings found in Europe, Indonesia, and Africa show detailed depictions of animals, human figures, and abstract symbols, some dating back over 40,000 years. Producing these images required preparing pigments from natural minerals, applying them with tools or directly with hands, and working in difficult environments like deep caves by firelight. Beyond paintings, ancient humans carved figurines, created jewelry from shells and bones, and decorated objects with geometric patterns. These were not random marks. They reflect planning, imagination, and a desire to communicate meaning across time.